गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः. So we are looking at this Bhuvanesh king who has actually is the Gan Bandhu who became. He is telling his story. He said, in the previous time I was the king Bhuvanesh and I was very devoted to Lord Vishnu, and I made rules that only I will sing the glory of the Lord and nobody else will sing the glory of the Lord. Banned. And then what do people do? All the people have to only sing the glory of the king Bhuvanesh. And one day, even after doing all this, yes, he has done the Ashwamedh Yagya, he has done thousands of Vajpaya Yagya and etc., lot of donation, dakshina, charity, but he makes one mistake, and the mistake is that his soldiers, they go to a Brahmin who is living in one of the outside towns of the city, of the kingdom, and his name was Haripriya. And he was a great devotee of the Lord, and he used to invoke the Lord by singing, dancing, chanting, and all the ways you can think of. And he used to get lost in it after doing puja. And all the soldiers came and they destroyed all the samagri, the nevedya that was given, and caught the Brahmin and took him to the king. And the king threw him out of the kingdom, and he didn't even have the humility or to go and look at the statue towards whom such a great devotee was having his prayers for. And as a result, one day, as the time keeps moving on, he came to breathe his last. He found himself in Narak, and in Narak, hell. सब तो हिंदी जानते ही हैं, हाँ, तो नरक. And there he got the body of an owl, and he cried, and he was so hungry and he was so thirsty and he couldn't find anything in Narak. This is it's not a very घोर नरक नहीं है, हल्का सा नरक है. तो that's why no hunger thirst. Hunger thirst कहाँ पे होता है, मैंने कल बताया था. What was the because of what you become hungry and thirsty? Because of the breath you become. So after body, only second narak, deeper. We have not gone much deeper. So only light. But still, if you go, you're so used to hunger and thirst and you're not getting anything and you're not dying also. So what to do? So he calls out to Yamaraj, and Yamaraj says that you have made some mistake. All your merits that you had collected have become neutralized because of this one big mistake that you made, and it's an act of sin, and that is that you disrespected a devotee of the Lord, a Brahmin, and not only that was one thing, and also you didn't even go and pray to the statue, and third thing, you destroyed all the samagri that was there around the puja area. That also was destroyed by you or by your soldiers. Your soldiers are your extension, so it's the same thing, and therefore you are getting a body of a Uluk, and now you have to suffer here. And having said, when he heard this, he started crying and he asked, what is the way out of this? and he said that you have to, I can give you a way. Here you have to stay in this heaven, this hell for so long period of time, and after that you see that body of Bhuvanesh, which is lying in the Kotar. I think Kotar means a dead body. So I was saying cave yesterday. Maybe it is not cave, it is dead body. He says, see that body, you go there and you pinch out, pull out the meat from that dead body and survive on that for the entire Manvantar. And when that body is over, then you eat your own body. And when that Manvantar is over, then you will get a body of dog, and then slowly going through various yonis, you will come to the body, a human body. Because liberation is possible. Punya and Pap is done only at the human body level. Gods can do, but gods cannot realize. Asuras can do Punya, Pap and Punya, but they cannot realize. Only Manushya can realize. Only human beings can realize. And so this is the gateway of being a human. So, and having said that, our Yamraj, he disappeared from there, and therefore, O Narad, before I was a king, and after that I became Ulooka. Labdhavan karma doshena harimitra krutena vai tato manasa shaileham kotare yavasam mune purvo mrutaka deho me bhakshanaya hyupasthitaha ksudhanvitoham te tam deham khaditum hyupachakrame. He says that having gained that body, and because of my actions towards Harimitra, I got into this body and I started eating that meat. And then there was already this body which was already there, and that body was available for him to eat. Yamaraj had already organized it, his body only, Bhuvanesh's body. And due to thirst and hunger, I started eating that body. And then what happened? Then he says, Takshanam daiva yogena harimitro mahayashaha vimane narkavarnena स्तूयमानोऽप्सरो गणैः विष्णुदूतैः परिवृतः तथा तेनागतो नृप विष्णुभक्तो महातेजाः पथिमां दृष्टवान् प्रभुः भुवनेश शरीरं तद् दर्श उलूक सन्निधौ पृष्टोऽहं तेन दयया शवसन्निधि संस्थितः भुवनेशस्य नृपतेः देहोऽयं दृश्यते खगा उलूकत्वं च किमिखाद इतुं चोद्यतो भवान् तच्छ्रुत्वा हरिमित्राय प्रणम्य विनयान्वितः कृताञ्जलिपुटो भूत्वा बहुमान purassaram. Beautiful this now, what the 5 verses I read. And one day, by the Lord's grace, Daiva Yogena, you have come to Bali. Daiva Yogena, we are doing Ramayana, we watched the Ramayana dance, and everything is like that. Everything in our life is happening by His grace. Recognize this. And again, by God's grace, that great Harimitra, who was a great devotee of the Lord, because he had been thrown out, no? So he was shining like a sun, and he was going through the Akash Marg. Because remember, he had gone to Harimitra. Who is Harimitra? Harimitra is the Vishnu Bhagwan, when he got the Lakshmi ji from that king's court, and when he went and he invited the people to come and celebrate, he didn't invite Brahmaji, he didn't invite Naradji, they were not allowed to come inside. Who was allowed? Harimitra was allowed, and he was allowed to sing all the songs, and Naradji was seething, why, how come I am the greatest singer and he is allowed? And then he expressed his displeasure, and Vishnu Bhagwan sent him to the Gan Bandhu, who is telling now the story. So you have to keep remembering the whole connection. Yeah. And then this Harimitra, who is a great devotee of the Lord, who was a Yaksha or a Gandharva, he has become that, and now he is moving around in the sky, in the plane, and surrounded by Apsaras, and all those Apsaras, what are they doing? He is singing the glory of the Lord, and all the Apsaras means angels, or from the angels from the heaven, they are singing his glory. But he is not attracted or lost in them. He is only lost in the Lord. And as he was passing by, and also not only the not only the Apsaras, also the Vishnu Dutas are there to take care of him and protect him and all that. And as they were going there, while he was passing by, he saw me living in a dead body and only eating the meat of the body. And at that time, he saw me eating the body of the Bhuvanesh. Who was Bhuvanesh? Remember the connection?
The king.
The king. So the owl himself was the king before, isn't it? The king Bhuvanesh. So he was eating his own body. So he saw me eating the body of the Bhuvanesh, and then he just looked at me, came close, and he must have recognized Haripriya. He is a devotee of the Lord, so he has the siddhi to recognize who is who. So and he saw me sitting next to the body and eating. He said, "Oh great Pakshi, oh great bird, this body looks like Bhuvanesh, King Bhuvanesh's body." Harimitra is saying, "This body looks like the Bhuvanesh's body. Oh, owl, why you are so eager to finish this body? Please tell." So when he hears this, the owl, he folded his palms together, did namaskar, and with great respect. Now don't ask me how did the owl put his palms together. फालतू की बातें करें. अभी किसके दिमाग में चल रहा होगा अभी?
With devotion he did.
Yes, with devotion. No, but how he did that, you have to work it out. He started speaking with great respect, because he has learned the lesson. So here in this few verses we see one thing, and what is that? That even first thing is, we must not commit sin. We must not collect demerit points. If we have, like someone in the house is there, he just migrated from India, and he is doing courier business. I got him into that business, and Gyan Prakash gave the connection, and he started doing that business, and 1 month is over. 1 month is over doing the business, and he got a bill of $3,000. Why? He crossed the red light. And it's a business account. So in business account, you have to pay $3,000. Yes. So he says, "Swamiji, I have not even earned that much. How do I do?" I said, "What do I do, man? What do you do?" So divine grace. What is that? I said, "You write a letter to the Fines Victoria and say, I'm a new migrant. I know the rules, but I did not know all this. Please, it is my first first attempt at the fault. Please, it should be overlooked. और उसको डिस्काउंट मिल गया, 425 में छूट गया, 425 में छूट गया, नहीं तो 3,000. You see, so grace comes. We I can tell you from my life also so many places that it has come in this manner. Not only from spiritual point, even in physical. When I used to study in Switzerland, I had no money. And I had to pay last semester. And if I don't pay the last semester, I don't know how will I get the certificate, graduation certificate, and then move. The whole computer system of the university got some hacked or crashed. And when it came back again, my bill was paid. Seriously. It was not 1 or 2,000. That time it was 13,000 Swiss francs. And it was all paid. I had paid maybe 3,000. I used to pay in installment. Rest was all paid. And others said, hey, you always never pay. How come? I said, okay. Then there were another 2 students who were struggling. So we put some money together and helped them also to clear. पर ऐसे हो जाता है. See, तो तत्सर्वं वृत्तान्तं नारदस्मै न्यवेदयं पुरापराधं त्वयि यत् तस्य पाकोऽयमागतः यावन्मन्वन्तरं विप्र खादिष्यामि शवं त्विमं ततः प्रवाहं भविष्यामि ततो नरः एतदाकर्ण्यकरुणो हरिमित्रो महायशाः कृपया मां समाचष्ट शृणुलूक महीपते मही त्वयापराध यत् तत्सर्वं क्षान्तवानहं शवो ह्यदर्शनयातु न च श्वात्वं भविष्यसि त्वामद्य गानयोगश्च प्राप्नोतु मत्प्रसादतः स्तुहि विष्णुं च गानेन जिह्वा स्पष्टा च जायताम्. Now see what this is called, divine will coming, and all what did Yamaraj say? You have to do it for so many thousands and thousands and millions of years of the eating list and suffer. But when grace comes, it comes sudden. It is not a planned grace. Grace is always sudden. And here he says that, where are we? At that, कहाँ गया यार? यहाँ से he prostrated to Harimitra, and he said, he started telling him the whole story. I'm not going to repeat it, or you want me to repeat the connection again? Acha, then who is Gan Bandhu? Good. Who is Harimitra?
Great devotee
of the Lord. Who is Bhuvanesh? The king. Who is the owl? The king who became Bhuvanesh. Why this is going on? This story is going on? Because Naradji is disturbed that he was not invited to sing in front of the Lord when he came back with that girl whom he wanted to get married to. Don't forget. So all this is going on, and he starts saying, he told him the whole story. And he said that the mistake that I had committed against you, O Haripriya ji, because of that, that act of mine, that heinous act of mine has given me this owl body, and therefore I am suffering. And who is a sadhu? Who is a devotee of our Lord? Full of kindness, full of compassion, full of forgiveness. And at that very moment, he said, "Hey Vipra, the owl is saying that, oh great one, that for one manvantar, that is that 1,001 manvantar is 1 day of Brahmaji, and that 1 day of Brahmaji is equal to 14 kalpas. In 14 kalpas, 14 parts of that day, and in that 14 kalpas are called the 14 manvantaras. Yeah, no, in one day of Brahmaji there are 14 kalpas. 14 kalpas. So 7 in day and 7 at night. And in that 7, the daytime, there are these manvantaras. In each kalpa, there are some calculation is there.
70, I think.
70 cycles of creation.
Ah.
70 cycles
Chaturyug.
of Chaturyug. So that is some calculation. Anyway, let's not get into that. Bhagwan is also confused. So he says that for that long I am going to be owl, and then I'll become a dog, and then I'll become a human being. And when Harimitra, he heard these words of the owl king, he said, listen, whatever act that you had done towards me, I forgive you for all those acts. Who is this? Haripriya. Haripriya is saying. He's saying, everything that you have done, sadhu bhav is this. Even if you trouble him, if you insult him, he can only come back and forgive. He will not hold that grudge against you, and till next time I'm going to go after you, like Shikhandi, aa jao. So that Shikhandi, she kept the grudge that I will not die, I will take birth after birth till I don't kill Bhishmacharya, isn't it? So like that, he is not keeping any grudge against the king, because where is his attention? His attention is on the Lord. Aa jao. Is there a chair there?
Yeah, Swami chair आपके पास.
हाँ नहीं हाँ. So he didn't keep any grudge. Or this is the quality of all the sadhus. If sadhus are holding on a grudge against you for long, our attitude, if you think someone is a sadhu and you are judging that this fellow is keeping a grudge. Is he keeping a grudge, or is he having that attitude to correct you? ये ध्यान रखना है. पर क्योंकि if we go into judging a devotee of the Lord, we are going the wrong way. हमको तो सेवा करनी है सिर्फ, है नहीं? तो ये फाइन ट्यून करना है अपने आप को. And then the Harimitra says that whatever wrong you have committed against me, I forgive you for everything. And the moment he forgave this owl, at that very moment, the dead body of Bhuvnesh vanished from there. Now he's got nothing to eat. Right? अब क्या करेंगे? And then he said, now you will not have to go into the dog yoni also. You will not become a dog after. So now, if the body is gone, he doesn't have to live for thousands of years eating that meat and never get satisfied. Then he doesn't have to become a dog also. Sudden bill pay हो गया. बिल पे हो गया. And that you will not become a dog. And he says that because by my grace you will attain to Gana Yoga. Gana Yoga, not Jnana Yoga. You will attain to Gana Yoga. You will become a great singer. You will do the yoga of singing. And through yoga of singing, you will attain to moksha or abidance in the Lord. And Gana Yoga is whatever Meera used to sing, Surdas used to sing, and our Namdev used to sing. इतने सारे हैं. Only through singing, they wrote bhajans and sang, and sometimes it used to come spontaneously. So, and he says, and as a result of that, as a result of Gana Yoga, now here it is one important point. Gana Yoga is also taking the name of the Lord with lay. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. नहीं तो Hare Ram, राम राम हरे हरे, ये ले नहीं हो गया तो बीच में हरे राम, अरे चाय ले क्या यार, हाँ हरे कृष्ण, अरे अभी तक पैनकेक नहीं आया। हाँ, तो ऐसे नहीं, गान योगीज यू हैव टू बी इन लय, and in that lay your mind gets absorbed. So he says that as a result of this gana yoga, what do you call, your speech, your tongue will become purified. So when we take the name of the Lord, when we speak only about the world, massage, clothes, mosquito repellent, tiredness, walking, taxi, then what are we going to get? Somewhere anger is going to come because things are not going according how you want. But when we are taking the name of the Lord, तुम कभी सुनना, when we chant हनुमान चालीसा, एक ज़माने में मेरी हनुमान चालीसा इतनी परफेक्ट नहीं थी, but if you listen when I am chanting, every word is pronounced correctly. Every word is pronounced, not just खत्म कर देना इसलिए. Every word is spasht. So same way when you chant Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, or Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, whatever your mantra is, Om Namah Shivaya, our attention must be on the clarity of the bhav. Laya is the क्या बोलेंगे? Tune, the tune, and at the same time the surrender to the Lord, with bhav and on the spashtata, that as clear as possible. That if I'm saying Hare Ram, Ram Ram, ऐसे नहीं, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, इतना क्लैरिटी के साथ बोलोगे तो उतना तुम्हारा और उच्चारण मस्त हो जाएगा. और इसीलिए जब हम when we teach Sanskrit, we teach the alphabets, and so many kids are there who from Tamil background, from Kannada background, and they had never even uttered the Bara Khadi, and so now they are writing and speaking. See? And with that, he says that your tongue will become purified. कहाँ गया यार? हाँ, तत्सर्वं पूर्ववृत्तान्तं नारदस्मै, ये हो गया. हाँ, सुरविद्याधराणां च गन्धर्वाप्सरसां तथा गानाचार्यो भवेत्थास्त्वं भक्ष्यभोज्यसमन्वितः ततः कतिपयाहोभिः सर्वं भद्रं भविष्यति. हरिमित्रवचस्तच्च विष्णुदूतोपबृंहितं सर्वं निरयसंयम्ये क्षणादेव व्यनाश्यत. प्रकृत्या विष्णुभक्तानां ईदृशी करुणा द्विज. He goes on, and कहाँ गया? 85. All the devatas, the vidyadharas, these are the various planes of existences or the various heavens from earth till Satyalok, that is Brahmaji's. So in between there are all these intelligent beings, expanded beings. We are very contracted, and that contraction is the body identification. They are also body identified, but more identified with the Lord compared to us. And they are devatas, vidyadhara, gandharva, and various apsaras, and you will be the gayanacharya. You will be the teacher of singing and dance and everything for all these people who Gandharvas, Devatas, and Vidyadharas and Apsaras. Apsaras also, they have to also learn somewhere. Suddenly you finish from your earth and find yourself in heaven, and everyone is dancing, and they are going this way, and you are going up, and गड़बड़ हो जाएगी ना. So you have to go through the proper training. So who is going to give the training? Ganacharya, the singing teacher. So he says, Harimitra is saying, you will become the singing teacher for all of them. And at the same time, see the blessing. Here he was eating what? Dead meat of his own body. He says, now you will get everything, whatever you want to experience, whatever you want to eat. Experience means, don't think only eating is only by mouth. Eating, through our senses also we are eating. Through our imagination also we are devouring something in our mind through imagination. All that is called bhaksha. So he says that whatever you want, that will be available for you. You will have the ability. And this is one problem in heaven. What you think, you get it immediately. What you think, you get immediately, because your power is so much. So you have to be and therefore Indra and various other devatas, even though they are locked in their position, they cannot realize, they are locked in their position, their job description, but their desire has got no end. Their desire has got no end. And that is one drawback there. And whenever there is a problem in Indra's life, he has got one good quality in him, that whenever he comes across a challenge, he goes to the Lord's feet and goes to Brahmaji. If Brahmaji has got no answer, they go to Shivji. If all of them don't have any answer, then they go to Vishnu. This is the hierarchy. This is the hierarchy. And then after that, within few days, everything will happen good for you. Kalyan will happen. And saying this Harimitra said these words, and all the Vishnu Dutas who had come with him and the Apsaras who had come with him, all of them said sadhu, sadhu, means yes, जैसे अपने सेनेट में चलता है ना, everyone, how many say I, how many say nai? They put their hand away, everyone I, yes. So सबके सब, all the Vishnu Dutas as well as all the Apsaras, they say yes, that is right, and they support the decision of Harimitra. And Ulooka is telling the story. Remember that Ulooka says that within one moment, from one moment to the next, all my sins were cleared. All my sins were cleared. And hey, great one, the Vishnu Bhaktas by nature, or here we will say devotees of the Lord, by nature are very, very loving, forgiving, and boon bestowing. कृतापराध लोकानाम अपि दुःखं व्यपोहति अमृतस्यन्दी वचनम् उक्त्वा स प्रययौ हरिं सर्वं ते कथितं येन गानाचार्योऽहमुत्तमः प्राप्स्यामि हरिमेतेन हरिमित्रप्रसादतः नारदैतदनुवर्णितं मया पूर्वजन्मचरितं महाद्भुतं यः शृणोति हरिमेत्य चेतसा स प्रयाति भवनं गदाभृतः। इत्यार्षे श्रीमद् रामायणे वाल्मीकीये अद्भुत उत्तरकाण्डे आदिकाव्ये हरिमित्रोपाख्यानं नाम षष्ठः सर्गः, 6th chapter over. So here what does he say? All those sinners, all those people who are sinners, such Vishnu Bhaktas, such God, the devotees of the Lord, they are able to remove all their miseries and grief in one moment. And with these wondrous words, Harimitra went back to Vishnu Bhagwan, and therefore after that, because Vishnu Bhagwan has sent Narad Muni to not to Ulooka, he has sent him to Jnana, the Jnanacharya. But this owl has become a great singer, so he has sent. The owl is saying, not Aul is saying, Gana Bandhu is telling, Gana Bandhu is the Ganacharya of all the Devtas and everything. He is telling his previous life. I was a king, then I did that mistake, then I became a owl, then I was cursed to be a dog, and then going to become human being. But all that was bypassed by the grace of one of the great devotees whom I had troubled. His name was Harimitra, and he came and cleared all my sins, and now I am sitting in front of you, and Narayana has sent Naradji to learn singing from Ganabandhu. And who is this Ganabandhu? The owl, the Bhuvanesh, etc. Okay? Abhi clear hai? So in this way, he says, now I have become a great and one of the best Ganacharya, means Gayanacharya, means expert at singing. And I have told you the story, and the result of this story is that due to the prasad of Harimitra, because of the grace of Harimitra, who is a devotee of the Lord, I will attain abidance in Vishnu also. He told me that you become Ganacharya and you will be a great devotee of the Lord. And there is no doubt now, because he saw the body is gone, he is now become the Ganabandhu. Hey Naradji, I have told you this wondrous life story of my previous birth, and explained all the intricacies in it. Whoever listens to this story with focus, concentration, and availability, that Lord Narayana, who is the wielder of the Kaumoduki Gada, not Gadha, Gada is Shankha Chakra Gada Padma hai na, तो गदा का नाम है कौमुदकी गदा. So that Gadadhari Narayana, he will grace that person, whoever listens to this story. And with this, we conclude the 6th chapter of the Valmiki, written by Valmiki ji, or composed by Valmiki ji. And what is it? Adi Kavya. Ramayana is a Adi Kavya Granth. It is the first poetry that was written. So it is Adi Kavya, and where is it? It is found in Ramayana, and what is it called? It is called the wondrous. It is the most beautiful part of the Ramayana is Uttarkand, and in that Uttarkand, when you read Ramayana of Tulsidas ji or you read Uttarkand of Valmiki ji, you will not find all these stories. So it is a part of that extension. Uttarkand is the story where Love Kush are introduced. You know Love Kush? They were the two sons of Ramchandra ji and Sita ji. So their story, how they grew up and how they became great warriors, and the only education they had was apart from Valmiki ji is teaching them, but he also teaches them the Ramayana. And they go to Ramchandra ji's palace and sings, and Ramchandra says, how come these two kids are singing my story, man? Who are you guys? And he sends Hanumanji. They capture her. These two young boys, they capture Hanumanji and keep it with him. Okay, this is a good play toy. And Hanumanji, how can Hanumanji, that great, he is the avatar of Ansh of Shivji, how could he get captured? Because he could see through them that these two are Ramchandra ji's children, so he didn't feel like, he said, okay, and I will see the drama. And then afterwards, Shatrughna comes, he is made in, क्या कहते हैं, मूर्छित को क्या बोलते हैं? He is made unconscious with the arrow. Then Bharat ji comes, he is also made unconscious. Then Lakshman ji comes, he also. Then Ramchandra comes with anger. My brothers, who is this fellow who has done this? And then he sees these two young boys. And he says, come on kids, come on, behave yourself. He says, you come here to fight or give us advice? We have got enough advice. See what has happened to them. Because they don't know that he is the father. So, in this, that is the Uttarakand of Ramayana. Now the 7th chapter begins, and how Naradji got the Gana Vidya, how he got the knowledge of correct singing. He was a good singer. He is the master of 64 Vidyas. Maybe we know that he is the master of 64 Vidyas, but maybe he was lacking somewhere in this part, because if there is more knowledge, what should be more?
Humility.
Vidya Vinayana Shobhate. Where there is more knowledge, if you are master of knowledge, with that must come humility. Naradji was lacking that. Sometimes it happens. And why was he lacking? Because of the lust that he had for that princess. And that created all the problem. So now he has to relearn. And we should not be... If Narad Muni, such a great devotee of the Lord, he is able to go to another person on the instructions and learn again and be a better person, why can't we? We make so many mistakes, and if someone tells, अगर तुम्हारे बच्चे या तुम्हारे ग्रैंड बच्चे भी तुमको बोलते हैं कि मम्मी दादी माँ यू आर डूइंग रॉन्ग, एक थप्पड़ देते हैं हमको. दादी माँ को बोलती है मैं बड़ी हूँ कि तू बड़ी है. We scold them. If something is wrong, then we must correct it. And they will also, Arey, Dadi Ma corrected herself, so it will immediately go into their head that correction is okay. Correction is normal. That if elders are ready to correct, then I must also correct. That is how elders pass on the ability to change to the kids. Otherwise, from childhood, they become, I want this means I want this. You see all that in the shopping centers. They create so much racket. So here, Saptama Sarga, Gana Bandhu Punapraha, Naradam Muni Sattamam, Ete Kinnara Sanghavai, Vidya Grapsa Sarasam Ganaha, Ganacharya Mulukam Mam, Gana Shikshartham Agataha, Tapasanaiva Shaktyava, Gana Vidya Tapodhana, Tasmat Shramena Yuktascha, Mattastvam Gana Mapnuhi, Eva Mukto Munistasmai, Pranipatya Jagau Yatha, Tachshunushva Munishreshtha Vasudevam Namasya Cha Uluke Naiva Muktastu Narado Munisattamaha Shiksha Kramena Sanyuktaha Tatra Ganama Shikshata Gana Bandustamahedam Tyakta Lajjo Bhavadhuna. He says that Munishreshta, the great Narad, again he said to him, that Gan Bandhu again started that these are the Kinnaras. Who are Kinnaras? You have heard of Yaksha, you have heard of Gandharva, the musicians. Who are Kinnaras? नाम सुना हुआ है ना? You have heard the name. What is Kinnar?
Another demigod.
Huh? Huh? नृत्य करने वाले. Okay. हाँ. Remember Arjun, for 1 year he became a Kinnar. So now you for eunuch. So neither man nor woman, and they also are given a great position in our society. No Mardi Gras. No Mardi Gras.
Finished it.
अच्छा ठीक है.
Okay.
So the Kinnaras, the Vidyadharas and Apsaras, they all came. Gana.
What's their role, Kinnaras? उनका role क्या है? जैसे अर्जुन से कहता था क्या music हो गया.
They are also good dancers and singers. during the Turkish rule, the Turkish Khalifa, he surrounded himself with kinnaras, with the eunuchs. His whole personal bodyguards were eunuchs because he had a big harem. So if he has men, big problem. So he used to have eunuchs, so that all his so-called wives in his harem, they are safe. Acha. So all these, the Devatas, the Vidyadharas, the Kinnaras and the Apsaras, they came to me for education on the singing. Hey, oh Tapodhan, Tapodhan, another name he is calling Naradji Tapodhan, the one who has done great tapasya and he has got that wealth of tapasya. By doing Gana Vidya, if you do the tapasya of singing, if you do tapasya of singing, with that comes, you get the power. You get, what is the power? Think, what is the power? What is power? Let's think that.
Energy?
Energy, okay.
I think it's mastery over senses, probably.
Mastery over senses, okay.
An exceptional ability.
Exceptional ability.
The strength of the mind?
All this, what you are saying is correct. But what is that which is going to, what is going to happen that brings about all this? God, yes.
Determination?
Huh? All that is a result of something.
Mastering yourself?
Think. It's single pointedness. Ekagra chit. If our mind is single pointed towards something higher or towards anything, if you want to be a good businessman or you want to be a good doctor or you want to be a good nurse or you want to be a good sannyasi, then you have to, the basic requirement is single pointedness of purpose. And when that single pointedness of purpose is to it, the bhav is added, then magic happens. The first thing to succeed in anything, you need to think, contemplate, practice exclusively to everything else, what you have decided on. So if Naradji has been sent to Gana Bandhu, all these apsaras, etc., they came, they learned single pointedly. That's why they are such a great singers and dancers. So he said, and he's telling that the tapasya, if you see, go to learn tabla, you can't just learn tabla. You have to do the riyaz. You have to keep practicing. I remember our Narayan's daughter, she was learning singing, and the teacher will, once we went, she scolded, hey, kahan ja raha hai? Ye sare gama pa ke hisab se jana chahiye na? So she started and she used to go this way, that way. So again, correct, practice. And somewhere in that continuous practice, continuous effort, you separate yourself and it becomes automatic. अब ये करके पता चलेगा. उसको क्या बोलते हैं जब ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता है? अजपा जप, अपने जप के उसमें. But even in sadhana, why if you are learning how to use sword, first it is too much practice, but after that that sword and you become inseparable. The moment it comes, automatically हाथ चलना शुरू हो जाता है. You like it or not. So same way with our Japamala. You initially, when I saw many years ago, before going to ashram, I read somewhere how to hold the mala, and it has to be done between these thumb and the ring finger, and with this middle finger you have to keep moving it, and this finger has to keep. I used to have cramps in my fingers. They will go stiff because I had never used those muscles. And that time to combine the mantra and the bead together, कभी bead आगे जा रहा है तो mantra पीछे आ रहा है, कभी mantra आगे जा रहा है तो bead पीछे आ रहा है, and then suddenly you get out of that, or sometimes it stops. But after a few months of practice, or even now, anytime I just hold it, the mantra automatically begins. It must come to this point. then you and the mala is not separate. You and the mantra are not separate. You and the sword are not separate. So, तो ये काम ये हो जाता है when our mind is with single pointedness of purpose and bhava towards why you are doing it, why are these all, especially Narad, forget about Vidyadharas and everyone, why is Narad ji coming to learn from Ganabandhu? Is it to please Ganabandhu? He wants to be please the Lord, because the hurt that he has felt that I was not invited and Ganabandhu was invited, that has really shaken him up, and he wants to be the best. Without, and there is no, he was thinking he was the best, but he was not invited. Now he has to be humble enough to go and learn from someone who is, we should not say less than him, but in knowledge he is greater. But he goes and learns. We must also learn from anywhere, from wherever knowledge is coming. If we are interested in something, we must look, whether it is a child, whether it is a grown-up. You know, one kid is there in Bombay, and the daddy, mummy, and one kid. And that kid, from child, 4-year-old onwards, he keeps his clothes cupboard perfect. Every cloth has to be in place. Socks have to be in place. The rumal has to be properly ironed and placed. And t-shirts are all every day one color. And he scolds his parents. How did you become parents? You can't even keep your cupboard properly. पूरे घर में सब जगह जाके चीजें इकट्ठी सब कहते ये हमारा ये हमको इसके पेरेंट्स होने चाहिए, ही जबर दादा. देखो कुछ होगा पीछे का. So Ganabandhu says, therefore, O Naradji, you put forth hard work and learn the Gan Vidya, the Gan Vidya from me. And in this way, when Ganabandhu spoke to Naradji, Naradji did pranam, and he started, whatever the instruction was given, he started singing. Hey, O Muni, listen. After having, he says, listen, and he did namaskar to Vasudevji, and then and he started speaking to Naradji. And there is a methodology to, there is a etiquette to get knowledge. We go into the swimming pool. Swamiji, please teach me meditation in the swimming pool. पागल है क्या? सर पकड़ के पानी के अंदर डालो, हो गया meditation. हाँ? अगर चलते चलते, स्वामी जी, I had a very interesting question. Suddenly it has popped up. चलते चलते, और मैं ढूंढ रहा हूँ रेस्टोरेंट. And you are asking me a फालतू का question, because you have got a brain or you got a mind and something keeps popping up and you keep asking me. उसकी एक जगह होती है. So you go to the teacher, you do the pranam, you show that you are ready and able and available to learn. Like when Swamiji, many masters have used this example, and that is one place it was written, if you don't know how to play tabla, no fees. If you know how to play tabla, 100 rupees per class. So someone has done lot of, like Naradji, he is expert in tabla. He wants to learn because he is famous, the teacher, so he wants to come. Why you are charging? I already know. Whatever you know, I need to undo first and then teach. That's hard work. And therefore, I am charging 100 rupees. See? So, the availability of the student to the teacher is paramount. where when we see Upanishads, when we see Ramchandra ji and Bharat ji, Lakshman ji and Shatrughna going to sage Vashishta to study, Krishna and Balram going to Sandipani to study, the capacity to take in is directly proportional to your surrender to the teacher, or to be at, or your thoughts are in tune with the divine, and that divine alone is expressing as the teacher at that moment. नहीं तो पढ़ाई नहीं होती. तुम देख लो स्कूल में किस टीचर से तुम ज़्यादा पढ़े, किस टीचर के बारे में, which teacher the topic was interesting, the teacher which presented that topic in a interesting manner, even if you are not interested in the topic but the teacher made it interesting, and then automatically आपका you didn't want to miss that class. If it was not for studies, at least just to listen to her voice, it was so nice. Isn't it? और वो याद रहता है सब कुछ, बेशक आप अटेंटिव नहीं थे बट याद रहता है. So here first Narad ji is being told the backdrop of how Gan Bandhu became Gan Bandhu. So Narad ji understands कि इसको जज करने का, there is no point in judging Gan Bandhu. In other words, Gan Bandhu is also telling that I was also a sinner and I have gained this position. Now Vishnu ji calls me to sing. So if you have been reprimanded for that matter, don't feel bad. Now he has sent you, learn and again go back. And this is possible for every one of us. So he says, whatever the sequence of teaching was there, and Narad ji started learning from Gan Bandhu. And then one day, Gan Bandhu told Narad ji, stop feeling embarrassed. Why that embarrassment is coming? Because Narad ji is the master of all knowledges and he is learning from this lowly fellow. So he is feeling uncomfortable कि कैसे सीखूं मैं इससे. हमको भी ऐसे होता है ना, कोई बच्चा सिखाता है तो करेक्ट करता है तो हम we cringe inside, ज़्यादा बनता है डांट के उसको भेज देते हैं. So that cringing within is due to the embarrassment कि I am Lord Narad Muni, I am the devotee of the Lord and I have to learn from Gan Bandhu. What will other people say? This is the question. Embarrassment वहाँ आती है. What will other people say? Our life is based on what other people will say, not on what we feel from it. What will Lord say? Nahi. What will other people say? So he says, give up your lajja, you give up your embarrassing feeling. स्त्री संगमे तथा गीते श्रुतेन वाख्यान संगमे व्यवहारे च धान्यानाम अर्थानाम च तथैव च आये व्यये तथा नित्यं त्यक्तलज्जस्तु वै भवेत् न कुण्ठितेन गूढेन नित्यं पावरणादिभिः हस्तविक्षेपभावेन व्याधिस्तास्येन न चैव हि निर्यातजिह्वा योगेन न गेयं च कथञ्चन स्वाङ्गं निरीक्षमाणेन परमप्रेक्षता तथा न गायेद् ऊर्ध्वबाहुश्च नोर्ध्वदृष्टि कथञ्चन. He says, when we are in company of opposite sex, Stri Sangam, when we are in tune with woman, when we are in tune with song, when we are in tune with sneeze, and when we are in tune with whatever topic is going on. And whenever we are in tune with or associated with the business, or in the we are in tune or thinking single pointedly about the income that is going to come, we must forget all embarrassment. We must forget all embarrassment. With a कुंठित को क्या बोलेंगे? कुंठित मन. कुंठित मन no, constricted mind. Constricted mind. With a constricted mind, you cannot learn singing. So, closed mind, constricted mind. And why could that be? Because he is feeling, I am Narad Muni and this is only Gan Bandhu. I was born, I am a Brahmaputra. I am a son of Brahmaji. I have not committed any sin. I didn't go to through any various wombs. And straight away I became Narad Muni. My brothers are कौन है वो चार भाई? Sanat Kumaras. My elder brother is Sanat Kumaras. My father is Brahmaji. And this fellow Ganbandhu, he was cursed to become a dog, and he was owl, and he was a king who committed all this. He is nothing in front of me. And there, when this separation comes, when this difference comes, you will not open up completely. Because either you are thinking great about yourself or you are thinking very low about yourself. When you are doing Vedic chanting, so if you feel, नहीं ये difficult है, you mukta kantha बोलते हैं. That open throttle will not happen. And for singing and chanting, you need open throttle. So all the gears, first gears is big gear there. Second, little bit less. Third, less. By the time you come to fifth or sixth gear, the car there's no constriction in there. It goes fast. But at first gear, it will never go at 100 speed. Same way it is in your throat also. But that throat is more dependent on the mind and heart. If you are constricted in your mind, the throat will not open up. Because you are comparing yourself with others, or you have a complex within yourself, or you, whatever, you think great about yourself, etc., etc. So here he is saying that with a constricted mind, with a closed mind, and if you chant with closed mouth, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, ऐसे नहीं, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, खुले मन से बोलो, खुले मुंह से बोलो, तब जाके Gan Bandhu is saying that it will come out correctly, otherwise not. So any type of embarrassment you are feeling within, any type of shortcoming you are feeling within, it is going to be constricting you from being a good singer. So another thing he is telling, how to sing. See, when you chant our Vedic chanting, how do you sing? Om Sahasra Shirasha Purushaha, ऐसे करते हैं ना? When you have you heard Pandit Bhimsen Joshi? When he sings, he goes, खींचते रहते हैं कुछ ना कुछ, हाथ उनके चलते रहते हैं. He is not sitting in, and you cannot sing a rag in one position and no movement. Everything should be free. Hands have to move, head has to go. That time you can't be worried about your hairstyle. कुछ नहीं. You are lost with the singing or whatever. If you must see Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. It's a classical singing, Hindustani as well as Carnatic. Mostly he sings Hindustani. So he says, by spreading your hands, never constrict. You can't be, no, when you have to bring the sound back, take it in, then he will do like this. But when you have to, with one breath, sometimes you see them singing for such a long time, and they start from here, and they begin. They keep pushing that breath. the sound is also coming and the body is also reflecting that type of bhav. तो सब कुछ एक जगह बैठ के नहीं होता. तो यहाँ पे बता रहे हैं, and your mouth should be open. You cannot have a mouth closed or clenched teeth and clenched jaw, and with that you are singing. And you can't even sing properly with the tongue pulled back. You cannot. The tongue should be free to pronounce whatever is required. And this is where Sanskrit language and pronunciation helps. And see, all this is told how to sing. You should not look at anyone when you are singing. Do not look at anyone else. Then, and your attention should be only on yourself, and your eyesight should not go up or down, and you should not sing by looking, यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं वहाँ पे क्या चल रहा है, and you are singing here. वहाँ पे क्या चल रहा है, you are singing here. वहाँ पे क्या चल रहा है, singing here. Yeah, singing is going on and you are trying to break a nail in your toe. It doesn't work that way. Your total focus has to be, you should be introspective of the sound. Your attention is on the sound, not on anyone else or how they are singing. And in this manner, continuing, हासो भयं क्षुधा कंपः शोकोन्यस्य स्मृतिस्त्रुषा नैतानि सप्तरूपाणि गानयोगे महीमते नैकहस्तेन शस्येत तालसङ्घट्टनं मुने क्षुधार्तेन भयार्तेन तृषार्तेन तथैव च गानयोगो न कर्तव्यो न अन्धकारे कथञ्चन एवमादीनि योग्यानि कर्तव्यानि महामुने एवमुक्तः स भगवान् नारदो विधिरक्षणे अशिक्षत तथा गीतं दिव्यवर्षसहस्रकं ततः समस्तसम्पन्नो गीतप्रस्तावकादिषु विपञ्च्यादिषु सम्पन्नः सर्वस्वरविभागवित् आयुतानि च 36 सहस्राणि शतानि च स्वराणां भेदयोगेन ज्ञातवान् मुनिसत्तमा. इतना अभी सिर्फ हाउ टू सिंग ओनली. So those who are going to sing, this is all that is required. No beginning of singing. I am a bad singer, but you will have to suffer me, so I am going to sing now. खाक आएगा मुंह में से अंदर बात. You should be confident. If others suffer, that's their problem. You be happy. बढ़िया चल रहा है. फिर बाद में assess. तो यहाँ पे क्या? Hey, great one. In the Gana Yoga, in the yoga of singing, laughter, fear, thirst, shaking, grief, and any other, and thirst, these 7 should not be remembered while singing. I'll repeat again. देखो पूरी साइंस दी है. So, laughter, fear, hunger, shaking, whatever, and shoka is grief, and smriti means remembering of the past, something remembered. Oh, last time it was such a disaster, gone. Usually parents do that when you go for 10th exam or 12th exam. ए लास्ट टाइम की तरह फेल होके मत आना. हो गया, पढ़ के गया था साला, मम्मी डैडी ने बोल दिया कि फेल होके मत आना. ही फिक्सेस हिज माइंड ऑन फेल. At that time you will not remember anything. Instead, your parents should say, hey, go, do well. I know you will do well. Positive, not the other way. And so these 7 should not be there. Oh great Muni, according to Carnatic music, how it is, एक हाथ चलता है ना उनका, यहाँ पे बोला है, यहाँ पे he is telling, who is he? He is teaching all the devas, gandharvas, kinnaras and Narad Muni. He says, giving a tal with one hand is not right. हाँ?
These two hands.
They used to, नहीं, कई लोग ऐसे ऐसे करते हैं ना दीवार के ऊपर, वो गलत है.
Typically,
तो दो हाथ ठीक है, दो हाथ ठीक है, but some people do it on their thigh, or they do it on the table, or they'll do it on the whatever is there in front of them. कई लोग तो ऐसे है, कोई छोटा बच्चा है उसके सर के ऊपर करते हैं. हाँ, तो in all these, with one hand you should not give a tal, and whenever you should not sing in front of a person who is hungry, thirsty, and who is very emotional. You should not sing in front of them. Why? They are not interested in the singing. They are interested in food. They are interested in thirst. They are interested in bladder pressure. वो लिखा नहीं है, वो भी लिखना चाहिए आजकल, क्योंकि उस समय डायबिटीज नहीं था, आजकल डायबिटीज है. हाँ? And in this way, and also another thing, singing should not be done or practiced where there is darkness. In dark room you should not practice. And then he's suggesting that these are the rules, but if some people do, then what can you do? But one should not do. And this way, these are the various responsibilities that one should have when he is going into singing. So इस तरीके से नारद जी, and after that Narad ji, he took the initiation, and he was educated in all this by Gan Bandhu. And after that Narad ji, Sahasra Divya Varsh. Divya Varsh means is the 1 year of gods. 1 year of gods is not our year. For thousands of years, Narad ji kept practicing. And then so till now he learns as he's practicing, and he's becoming focused, and he's becoming single pointed, and he's getting surrendered. With that, he's becoming expert in the song and singing, and also he became a great instrumentalist in veena, etc. And all the swaras, just by learning to sing, all the swaras started expressing out of him. You know, like one kid, I was seeing the YouTube, someone sent me in our sannyasi group, one 4-year-old girl. Now she's 8 years old. One Tripathi karke kuch naam hai, from Bihar. And she went once at 4 years of age, her father took her to Ramayan. किसी ने डाला था. So at that Ramayan, for half an hour only. And in that half an hour, whatever she heard, she came home and she started repeating the lecture. And she said to her father, I want to also become a kathavachak. And father said, क्या फालतू की बात करी, 4 साल की कथावाचक, क्या बोलेगी तू? आप बैठो. She sat down and she gave a lecture for 20 minutes, whatever she had heard. Father said, अरे यही तो बोला था. फिर उसके सामने रामायण रख दी, फटा. She went through the Ramayana. She like a photographic memory. Entire Ramayana is there in her head. And now she is giving lectures. कहाँ से आया ये? कुछ तो साधना की होगी ना पिछले जन्म में. So why someone else is more adept, and why after even our practice we are not getting there? They have done more practice. That's all. Someone is good at something else, someone is good. We should not compare ourselves with anyone else. You know. So Then he came to know all the Saptaswara and their secrets were revealed to him. 46,000 years. No, not 1,000 years. 46,000 secrets are there about Swara. 46,000 यहाँ पे बता रहे हैं. And all that knowledge was revealed to Narad ji as he kept practicing. And we'll stop here for now. Breakfast आ गया. कि थोड़ी देर और कर ले जब तक वो they complete bring everything there. Sorry, we'll continue. तब then 16th. ततो गंधर्व संघाश्च किन्नराणां तथा गणाः मुनिना सह संयुक्ताः प्रीतियुक्तास्तु ते भवन् गानबन्धुमुनिप्राः प्राप्य गानमनुत्तमं त्वां समासाद्य सम्पन्नं त्वं हि गीतविशारदाः ध्वांक्षशत्रो महाप्राज्ञ किमवाप्यं करोमि ते गानबन्धुस्ततः प्राह नारदं मुनिपुङ्गवं ब्रह्मणो दिवसे ब्रह्मन् मनवः स्युश्चतुर्दश ततस्त्रैलोक्यसम्प्लावो भविष्यति महामुने तावन्मे साध्य सौभागः तावन्मे परमं शुभं मनसाध्यापितं मे स्याद् दाक्षिण्यान्मुनिसत्तमः. Okay, he's giving dakshina now. तो ये हो गया 16 से. So he says here, where did I say 46,000? Then all the Gandharvas and the Kinnaras, and as he became familiar with the Gandharvas, Apsaras and the Devatas who were singing, who were also students of Ganabandhu, initially, I am great, they are nothing. He became familiar with them, like when we were studying with Swamiji, first week I should say, one person came, sannyasi. I want to study for 2 years with Swamiji. Swamiji said, okay, you are more than welcome. You look qualified, but you'll have to forget everything that you were before. He says, yeah, okay. You'll also have to forget that you are a sannyasi. So what do you have to do? You have to take off your sannyasi clothes. You have to wear white clothes along with other brahmacharis, and then you can study. He says, how can you make a sannyasi do that? And he scolded Swamiji. And then Swamiji says, you are not qualified to study. If you think sannyas is due to color of the clothes, see, immediately called out. Then he told, after 2 weeks, he says, staff is less in the kitchen, they have left. We want people, brahmacharis, to wash all the dishes after breakfast. How many? 200 dishes. So again another 10-15 left. We are Brahman. We are not here to do the Shudra job. We are not here to wash dishes. We have come here to study scriptures. Another 10-15. Still we were 50 of us. So after another 1 week, Swamiji said, "Arey, the staff, we are not able to find staff. You will have to clean the lunch dishes also. You have to do 6 classes every day, 1.5 hours, plus Narayan Seva, plus breakfast dishes and lunch dishes." Another 20 people left. We have come here to wash dishes, or we have come here to study scriptures? They are not teaching scriptures, making us only wash dishes, breakfast, lunch. Then after another 1 week, dinner dishes also got added. This is how teachers cull out who is not qualified. Naradji would also have been, but he had a better frame of mind because Vishnu Bhagwan has told him to go, and so he has to find ways. And Gan Bandhu has already told him, this is the mindset that you need in order to be a good student. And he starts becoming friendly to And eventually he becomes such a great singer that all the Apsaras, all the Kinnaras, all the Gandharvas, all the Devtas, they look up to him as a great one as the time goes on. So, and Naradji is telling all these other people who have other students that by having association with you, I have learned a lot about singing and dancing and everything. You are all really great experts at singing and dancing. Naradji is saying, huh? And then he says to the, hey great Ulooka, it is written here, owl is an enemy of crows, genetically. If they find a crow, they will eat it, kill it. So he says, what should I do for you that will be pleasing to you? Because he has learnt everything now. He says, what can I do for you that will be pleasing to you? So we should not do another learning. What we want to do, what is pleasing to you, you want to do that for the teacher. What is the student asking here? What can I do for you that which is pleasing for you? So then he said, oh Brahman, one day, this story is going on before in another cycle of creation. So here he is saying, oh Brahman, Brahma one day he will have 14 Manus. 14 Manus, they are also mind-born son of Brahmaji. Each Manu is the boss of each Manvandar. I told you already. So there will be 14 Manus, and after that all the three lokas will be destroyed, and after that what Ganbandhu is asking, because he said, what do you want? So he is asking. He says, and when the three worlds are destroyed, and even then after the world is destroyed, let my fame and glory be there in the world. That means let my fame and glory not be destroyed with the destruction of the world, and that may I achieve the greatest good that is there in the world. What is greatest good? Union with the divine. So he not only asked that I remain famous and known all throughout, but also that I get the Paramakalyan, which is union with the divine. Hey Muni, so Ganbandhu is giving the respect to Naradji as Naradji. It was but Naradji is the student. He is saying, what can I do for you? So in return he is asking for this Ashirwad from Narad Muni, because he knows Naradji is a great sage. So he says that, see how beautiful what he is asking and what he is getting as a result. Even though he had committed so much sin. So देख के ही मजा आ रहा है. So he says that may I get the best result in my life, which is union with the Lord, and even though I am your teacher in singing, he is recognizing that Narad Muni is a great teacher of many vidyas. He said, whenever I remember you, Ganbandhu is saying, whenever I remember you, Naradji, all your knowledge should be available to me. USB. आजकल cloud service. iCloud service. So he says, if I think of you, whenever I want to know something and I think of you, that knowledge must be available. So all your knowledge should be available to me. देखो मांगना है तो कुछ ऐसे मांगो. स्वामी जी, कल मेरा दिन अच्छा कितने बजे शुरू करूंगी तो अच्छा होगा? स्वामी जी, सपने में ये आया था. इज इट अ गुड ओमेन और अ बैड ओमेन? क्या बोलेंगे इनको? एंड देन व्हाट डज ही से? Devarshi, but you see, Devarshi is also, Devarshi Narad, he is a great yogi, he is a great tapasvi, he is a great devotee of the Lord. And now he has learnt his lesson. Again the daya bhav, the karuna, compassion is coming out. He said to Uluk means the owl, he said, all your wishes will be fulfilled. Great person is saying, all your wishes will be fulfilled, and when one day of Brahmaji is over, you will become Garud, which is the vehicle of Vishnu Bhagwan. What Ashirwad he is getting. So Garudji gets the knowledge also of Naradji, plus he is getting extra bonus. Those who are listening to Kathopanishad on Zoom or YouTube, we are doing. So there Nachiket is not wanting anything from the world. Yamraj gives him apsaras and chariots and wealth and palaces and dasis and das. He says, I'll make you the king of the whole world and you can die when you want. I can bless you with anything. Nachiket, who's only 8 years old, he says, but it's okay if you give me. I don't say anything. I don't have to say anything about that. But is it equal to knowing that by knowing which nothing else needs to be known? Yamrajji says, this 8-year-old fellow, he is talking like this. And suddenly he remembers when he was 8-year-old. He wanted to conquer death. He wanted to be the lord of death. And that time he was not like Nachiket. He used to do lot of havan, yagya. And when you do karma, then you will get a position in the universe. So he became the Yamraj. So he knows the secret of he knows the reality, but he's stuck in the position of Yamraj. And he says, I wish I had the disposition that Nachiket you are having, that you are not getting distracted by anything, you are not hungry for any power, you only want to know the truth. And I am so happy with your answer that I will give you extra boon. And that Vaishwanara Agni, he says now from today it will be called as Nachiket fire, the tapasya, the fire of tapasya. It will be called as Nachiket. So same way here, Naradji, he is so pleased with his teacher and that now he is giving him extra boon, which is he will become the Garuda, from Uluk to Garuda, bypassing again. He could have gained liberation if he had taken Manushya Roop, if he had taken the form of human being. Only from human being liberation is possible. But he asked all unwanted things. I want to know all the knowledge as you, I think of you, this, that. So now he is stuck in the position of Garuda. So from devotee point of view, it is a great position. From Vedanta point of view, we don't want to go in that direction. We'll stop here because उसके आगे क्या होता है फिर आगे शुरू करेंगे. Tomorrow. No, हाँ शाम को देखते हैं क्या होता है. ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम. Just sit quietly for a few moments. Hari Om.